No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today, I got my man, my brother, from another mother, Desto Dubb, in the building.
2 D's, 2 B's, from the gutter to butter, baby.
How you feeling?
Feeling good, you know. Had a little hiccup at the end of the year, but we still moving. We still doing our thing.
That's a fact. It's been a wild couple of years when you consider where you're coming from.
A couple of years, it's been a wild year.
Just this year has been wild.
Just this year from January to January, which we are in right now, has been the craziest 12 months of my 30 years of living.
Because we could take it back. When I met you, I always tell this story, but when I met you, it was proposed to me. Don't like that yet. Mm-hmm. Take it easy on the YouTube.
Go ahead.
It was proposed to me. They were basically like, this is a famous drink man. That's how I was introduced to you.
Yeah, that was my profession at the moment.
4 or 5 years ago, they said when Migos or Thug or whoever comes to town and they need something, this is the dude that they talk to. I was excited to meet you because I'm like, he's like known for this? I didn't realize that that's kind of a thing in that world.
Hell yeah. That's like being like the shoe plug. You think, oh, you can just go to Foot Locker and get some shoes. It's not that simple, sir.
You're Benjamin Kicks for the drink.
You can call me that. Shout out my boy Benjamin Kicks.
But then we could go back even further. When I first saw your video, I was born to sell juice.
Yeah.
And then even before that, I always would be talking to people and they have memories of Dubb from the very, very early days.
Yeah, anything that I ever did, I just had like a cool targeted market that was pretty popular. So anything that I did, it would blow out the water. It would be bigger than it actually is. So from tattoos to selling drink, you know what I mean? At the time, it was crazy that it seemed like I was just the biggest drink seller in the world, but I really just had a few, potential customers that was really like, the niggas. So
right.
Like if you see me with them, you're like, oh, you see him everywhere. You see he got the drink. He always got it.
It's crazy because back then you used to tell me, you'd be like, listen, I always been the kind of guy, I got a bunch of different hustles. I'll sell you a T-shirt, I'll sell you some drink, I'll tattoo you, I'll sell you some weed, all these different things. I'll give you a verse. I can help you record the verse. You always would say that.
I can find a producer. I can A&R that bitch.
And this was way before it became obvious that the clothing shit in particular was gonna like really take off. Like if I at that time, if you had said, "Oh, Dubb's actually gonna become huge from selling clothes," I would have had no clue at that time.
I wouldn't have believed it either. I wouldn't have believed it either. If you would have asked me back then what I'll probably be more popular at, or famous or rich from, like, it would not have said clothes at all. Clothes is like a mini hustle to me that I just like. It was like a little pet that I kept feeding. You know what I mean? I didn't take it too serious, but just over the time with the different people I ran into, I just kept feeding it, and that shit got bigger than life.
Right. It's pretty crazy. But okay, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about young Dubb.
Young Dubb, thirsty. You know what I mean? Real ignorant, real ghetto.
What are your parents like?
My parents, hard workers. My dad worked, always was home, had both of my parents in my life. It just wasn't never enough, bro. It was like, I was born in Watts, so being in Watts, a lot of people are like poor or broke or whatever, so you get used to it. But after a while, you start seeing other people with money. You're like, I'm not going to become them type of persons being right here, bro.
Right. Well, did you know what was going on in Hollywood, other parts of LA, or was your vision of what was possible for you, was it mostly just like your neighborhood and shit?
Well, I didn't know what was going on in Hollywood and everywhere else, but shit, I'm from Watts and I knew what was going on in the 60s. So like me just going over there with my family, kicking it with my cousins and shit, I'm like, y'all not living how we living over here. You know what I mean? Like little family gatherings, daddy going to the hood, checking up on folks, and you're like, damn, like, y'all ain't wearing the same shoes 6 months of the year. Y'all not washing y'all clothes in the tub. Y'all not using like old T-shirts cut up to wash up with. Like they're not doing that. So seeing other people live a different way, it just like I got to move to that side of town. I got to go in.
What was your first hustle?
The first hustle?
First way you started making a buck. Even if it's a job, you can admit that too.
My first hustle, bro, that I ever had was digging in trash cans, taking the cans and bottles out and taking it to the place to recycle them.
Wow, how was that?
It was fun.
I did a lot of that when I was a little too, I'm not gonna lie.
It was so much fun, bro. Like, it's crazy. We used to like go around on like Fridays and just dig in the trash cans and try to get as much money as we can. Cans is more worth than bottles, so you'll have like a basket and you just running around trying to collect.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, like, you know, after all the trash done got dumped and shit, you go to the place and you go and sell that and try to get you like a few dollars.
Right.
I think the most I ever got was like $18, $12. But for a little dude, like 12 is a lot, you know, especially when you under your mama titty, like, you know, you ain't really out there like that. You at home. So $12 at home, you think you up.
I think I did it one time, like really went hard the whole morning with my mom, just going out and finding cans, and then they gave me like $10, and I just was like, I don't know if I can really keep doing this.
Yeah, I just picture like, shit, I made more today than I made in the whole week.
Right.
So I was happy.
Right. What else?
After that, went to cutting grass, like running around. Like the neighbor used to have a lawnmower, and she used to pay me to cut her grass. But then I seen other people needed their grass cut too. So after that, I'm like, can I use the lawnmower to cut their grass too?
Right.
And I wouldn't even charge you, just let me cut their grass. So then I started cutting grass. Then I started cutting hair, like the little kids' hair on the block. I have them lined up at the house, give them a bald, just all bald, shave it all the way down.
Right. Were you saving money, or like, did you have a vision of what this was going to lead to?
Hell no. I just wanted to buy like stuff. You know, I would go to it'd be summer, we'll go swimming. After we go swimming at Ted Watkins Park off of like Central on 103rd, everybody would go to the Jack in the Box. I wasn't at the Jack in the Box. I'm sitting at the park still waiting for the free lunch.
Right.
So it just really just started just having a little money to buy food with my friends, you know what I mean? They used to catch the bus to the movies. This is when it was like Saturday, $5 matinee. So I'll get like $12 and go and hit the movies with my 12. I spend like $3 on the bus, $5 on the movies, $2 I'll go to the store, buy me some candy and sneak it in.
But you felt like you were getting a taste of the lifestyle that you wanted that was basically restricted to you because you didn't have the funds at that time.
Yeah, it was just like finding different ways to get it because I wasn't like these kids who parents would just give it to them. Our parents didn't have it to give it to us. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we had a roof, we had everything. It's just we didn't have a lot of stuff, but we had the bare minimum.
How many kids?
3.
Pimp and P included?
Yeah.
Okay.
4, my bad. 4. It was 4 of us in the house.
Older kids than you, or?
No, I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
You feel like you had to look out for them as well?
Not at the time. At the time, we was all like my mama looked out for us. I was just the one that got tired of like the funds that my mama and them had to give me. I wanted more.
Right.
So like even to this day, they still feel like when I went off and started doing my own thing, I kind of left them.
Right.
Like, what? You jumped on the road and forgot about us? It's like I didn't forget about us. I just couldn't keep us in this same pot that we was in.
Yeah. You had to go off on your hero's journey.
Had to, bro. I had to, bro. And I'm just like, when I went off, it wasn't like on like no positive shit. Like first time I left the house, nigga, it was like I stayed out with some niggas, came home, she tripping. And I'm like, at least I got some money. She
Right.
like, what? You gonna get in? I'm like, bro. She like, you don't like it, you can hit the dough. Hey, bro, wait up.
What was your perspective on the streets and being affiliated with gangs and all that kind of stuff? Like, was that something you were really drawn to, or what did you think of that?
See, think about it like my attribute was always like my height, you know what I mean? Like my mindset, like, you know what I mean? So I never had anything else to use but like my physical being. So it's like, okay, when you think of a hood and a gangbanger, you think like these are people that's actually, you know, like big in their neighborhood or got a name for themselves and it didn't come from money. You know, it's like, okay, I want to be a racer. You need a car. I don't have a car. Fuck. Okay, I want to play sports. Can't even afford to buy the fucking football equipment, let alone getting back and forth to practice. You know what I mean? But I want to be a gangbanger. Shit, I know I can do that because this retarded ass nigga gangbanger and he winning. I see him fat ass Rolex chain. So, you know, you just start gravitating toward the people where you can actually make something out of what you got, which is nothing. And that's most of the time like the hood and whatnot.
Right. Definitely. So, okay, when did you really start to hustle? Like when did it really start?
High school.
High school. Yeah. What were you like at high school?
Oh, nigga, I was the ultimate hustler.
Ooh, I wish I
I
could
think
see
like
pictures of
ninth
you
grade.
then.
I'll show you something. I'll see something. Ninth grade, I came in there, you know, wet behind the ears, ain't no shit. I'm from the east side. Just came to school, t-shirts and fucking Levi's. Then I started seeing like niggas gambling and shit. I'm like, y'all gambling? He like, yeah, nigga, I came with a dub. I got like 400 now. So now I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to start gambling. So I think like my first year, bro, I spent it in the fucking bathrooms gambling.
Right.
Like just trying to get some money, and I was, bro. Like,
It was working?
what?
How?
Going home with like just shit. I could go there, meet my homeboy. He'll give me some bread to start, and then we'll just be tag teaming niggas all day.
Right.
I bet with him, you know what I mean? We betting against niggas, at the end of the day, we both got more money than what we started with. But then
how do you get an edge in that? Like, how do you actually end up like taking money from people? Like, aside from just getting lucky sometimes.
Well, it's not really luck. It's like the more you do of anything, you be good at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you just got more you do it, like you literally good at it. So you know when to bet double, you know when to bet big, you know when not to. You know these little suckers that's betting against you, you know they scary, so they ain't gonna bet on certain points. You know what I mean? So you just doing that, just gambling, you get better. Like I ain't gonna say you lose, but I'm losing $5-10, I'm winning $500-600. The risk is not like the risk is so low and the reward is so big, you gonna win.
Interesting.
But then that was just like, you know, I started getting tired of that. So I used to just take that money and buy candy.
You were the candy man.
I was the candy man.
You're such a hustler that I'm 0% surprised to know that you had some candy at one point. And that's why I always see you fucking with the candy boys outside on Melrose.
Yeah, I started just like them. You feel me? Like, you know, before that, like, yeah, I used to be the kid they'll pick up, put in a van full of little kids. Y'all go in there, drop you off at the bank. Now, or anywhere across West LA, Hollywood, anywhere, you'll stand there all day trying to sell these dollar candies for $5.
So there's adults basically creating like networks of kids to do the candy sales for them.
Yeah, and them adults teach a lot of these kids their first hustles.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these kids, their first hustle was selling candy, bro. Like a lot of them, they won't tell you like that was big in LA. Like, and all you do is see a kid already selling candy. And you'll be like, hey, bro, who you sell candy for? Can I tell them to call me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get picked up on Saturday, too.
That shit was crazy being on Melrose because I would see a 12-year-old kid selling candy, and then I'd see him like over the years, over and over and over. All of a sudden, he's 16, 17, he's smoking blunts, and he got a little chain on, and he's still selling candy, but he also got some weed to sell. And I'm just like, damn, like I'm really watching you grow up right in front of my fucking eyes here.
This is the best thing that I learned about from selling candy. This is when you're selling candy, you're talking to hundreds of people a day.
Yeah.
Tons of people a day you're talking to them.
Sales.
So you know what type of person is buying. You know what type of person not buying. You know what to say to get the person to buy. You know what I mean? So you can see, like, you see somebody walk in. Like, I learned from, like, always doing this. Hey, how you doing, sir? Would you like to buy some candy? They gonna keep their head down and say no. Now, if they're walking in, you be like, oh, sir, I like them shoes you got on. Good looking, bro. Then what? Now you got their attention.
A little bit of rapport being built.
You know what I mean? Now you got their attention. Then you see, like, okay, maybe I don't ask them when they going in. I ask them when they coming out. You know what I mean? Because if they say no on the way in, it's kind of rude asking them again and they say no again. Then you just really just get like it's kind of like a database on what type of people to deal with, what type of people buy stuff, what type of people don't. It just helped me be a better salesman to, like, right now. You know, you can tell it in my, like, when you see me doing these videos on Instagram.
Right.
I know what to say to get people to like it. I know what to say to get people attention. I know what to do to get the views, to get the attention, to get the sales. So I learned a lot of that shit from, like, selling candy, you know what I mean? Buying shit for the low, selling it for more, taking it where, you know, nobody really want it to somewhere where people do want it.
Right.
Being at a bank where $5-10 ain't nothing to somebody that's going in there cashing a check for a couple of $1,000. So you learn to take your product to places where they actually want it, or you can actually sell it. Vice versa, being one of them stupid people that's trying to sell candy outside the 99-cent store.
It's already the lowest priced version of it right here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, you got to go somewhere where, like, they actually want to help, and you got to be around those type of people.
Right. What was your perspective on hip hop during all this? Like, were you in love with that side of shit?
What? Hip hop was always there. You listening to it on your little Walkman or, you know, whatever in the car on the way to get dropped off. And
Right.
it really just, hip hop always showed you how you wanted to dress. How you wanted to dress, how
And
you
you were
wanted
always
to look.
concerned with that because you didn't grow
Yeah.
up with any clothes, I'm
Hell
assuming.
no,
So
hell no.
that was a priority.
Big priority, bro. It used to be so funny. I used to wear my daddy clothes to go out, and I used to think I was so fly, and the kids would be like sarcastically like, bro, you got that shit on today.
Right.
And I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, bro, like, you eventually be like, these niggas used to shoot on me, bro.
Right.
Like, they literally used to talk shit about me.
Oh, I remember that when I was a little kid that I would have kids tell me, like, I had a nice bike. And then I got a little bit older and realized, like, oh, no, they were roasting you because you had a trash-ass bike.
Period. You know?
Wow.
And it's just like, just me just saying all of these things that, like, I've been through and I went through. It's like thousands of people out there that's doing the same thing, and they be thinking, what is it going to amount to? Like, what am I going to become from doing this? You know what I mean? You looking at a grand example of it.
That's why I love your story, because it starts out so humbly, because anyone out there could imagine themselves going and selling some fucking candy tomorrow to get some money that they don't have today. And it's just like a beautiful thing, because I saw you doing, like, I always will tell people that even before I met you, like, have a bunch of hustles, like work on a bunch of different things at once, because you really don't know what's going to work out. And then the fact that that actually worked with you is just like such an inspiring thing to me.
Because most people would tell you, like, bro, focus on one thing. Stop doing all these things. If you're going to rap. If you're going to do the clothes, like, you don't even do clothes, bro. Leave that to somebody else. And they be like, fuck you, bro. If you thinking like that, I don't want to surround myself by you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You knocking me, bro. Like, I'm a rap. I'm a fucking produce. I'm a motherfucking A&R. I'm a sell clothes. I'm a make them. I'm a print them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do my own distro. I'm gonna cut my own hair. I'm gonna do everything, bro, until one of these motherfuckers crack.
Right. Do you remember a time when you met somebody at this time in your life who really stood out to you and inspired you, and you realized, like, this is a motherfucker who's really getting it? I need to learn from this person. Somebody who stands out to you.
That I still with right now?
Or just anybody that you just saw over the years. I know Nipsey was a huge influence on you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of my shit, like, okay, you tie in hip hop, you tie in hustle. What do you think of? Nip. So he was like the person I could listen to and just really, like, it'll make me keep going. If I wake up in the morning and I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm tired, I play on Nip, I'm gonna start sweeping, I'm gonna start getting my tattoo machine together, I'm gonna start doing this. If I'm going out, about to go and fucking, like, go and sell some candy or whatever, I'm listening to some shit that make me wanna, like, keep going, I'm gonna keep going. So Nip was always one. Right now, bro, like, I'm really big, like, I fuck with, like, 50 Cent a lot. Like, I just like how he started in one and then moved to the next and moved to the next. It's like, he started in the back seat and he was in the car. But then he realized, okay, like, shit, Eminem the one getting money because he signing me. So I want to be in that seat. Now I'm about to go and be the Eminem and sign niggas. And now he in that seat, he looking like, fuck, like, I want to do movies. So now he in the movie seat, but he like, the people that's producing the movies is really the people that's doing it. And you can executive produce a movie. All you got to do is just hire different people to do the job.
He just keeps leveling up.
Just keeps leveling up. So that's always been, like, my goal, like, to keep leveling up. You know what I mean? Like, just keep trying to get in a better seat, a better position. Less work, more money. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Shit, you know what I mean? Just seeing you, like, get out there every day and creating something and staying consistent with it. Like, I know you probably don't even notice, but, like, your consistency on these videos and you growing and just investing more in your brand, building a team. You know what I mean? That's some shit that I looked up at, and I kind of redid it myself. You know what I mean?
That.
Like, okay, he on Melrose. Let me be on Melrose. You know, he really a talking person. Like, let me just talk a little bit more. You know what I mean? He really, like, he not even in the bullshit. You know what I mean? If he likes somebody for what they is, he gonna like them. And if they got a buzz, he gonna give them an ear.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just keep doing it. Like, not just stopping. Like, if you notice, bro, since you started doing videos, I haven't stopped doing clothes.
Right.
Like, I haven't. Like, you dropping videos, bro, I'm dropping clothes. You dropping more fucking videos, I'm dropping clothes. You moving locations, I'm upgrading locations. You know what I mean? Shit, it's just like, I fuck with you and I see what you're doing and you my homie, so it's like, if I'm by you and you doing it, I mean, I can do it.
But it's crazy because I, like, even just seeing you as somebody who, when I met you, like, you had a bunch of different shit going on, but probably the thing you were most known for was being a drug dealer. And I already had a YouTube channel that was doing pretty good, but I felt so motivated by your hustle at that time, and it never even would have occurred to me that, like, oh, I'm way further right now in this game than he is. And especially when I look at you now, I'm like, bro, where you're at is just amazing to me. And it's like, I did it through content. You did it through clothes. Yes, I sell some T-shirts and shit. But, you know, it's like, even for me right now, like, I'll give you an example. With No Jumper, like, I started it just to do interviews and vlogs and shit.
Yeah.
We make a lot of fucking money selling Instagram posts to people.
Yeah.
You know, we got I just noticed we have 800,000 Twitter followers. You know, like, I just realized the other day that we got a good-ass check coming in every month from Facebook. It's like, you know, like, I didn't plan on any of these becoming actual real revenue streams for us, but you know, you start it out and then you just figure out what works and just lean on all these different niches.
Yeah. You just gotta keep at it, bro. Like whatever. Like, if you look at, I'm just telling y'all, like, if y'all looking at anything, bro, and you doing it, just keep at it, bro. If you like, fuck it, I want to sell cups. Keep dropping different design cups. Keep dropping cups. Keep putting more time into like, you know, your production. Put more time into like, you know, your marketing. Just keep going at it, and anything you want to make wires. I bet you can become a millionaire off of wires. You know what I mean? It's just like the thing that really fucks me up is everybody want to be rappers.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be athletes. You know, like we got to stop like thinking that being a rapper and an athlete is like being like a king or something. Like, yes, it is great, but like that's a 1 in a million.
Because if you had ignored your potential with the clothes because you just wanted to fulfill the egotistical part of just being a rapper and getting to be on stage, et cetera, like not to take anything away from the fact, obviously you kept doing that, but if you had kind of put the clothes on the back burner to focus on just being the man and being a rapper, it would have been a huge bad decision on your part, even if you never knew that it was a bad decision because you never would have known.
Bro, it would have been a huge bad decision. Like, you got to think about it. Being a rapper is expensive, especially if you're like the older you get, the shit not free no more. It ain't no more in the closet with your homie on the computer. You know, you gotta dress the part. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy the weed. You gotta buy the studio. You gotta buy the engineer. You gotta buy the beat. You know what I mean? You got to get to the studio.
Got to pay off some gangsters to protect you.
That's when you get some money, but that's coming later. But I'm just saying, like, this is just you trying to make it as an artist.
Right.
You're averaging probably like I don't know, bro, like 1,000 or more a day just trying to get a good session because you got to set the vibe. You think you're just going to go in there and make a hit? Like, that's a 1 in a million, like that Bobby Shmurda shit. Oh, I'm $20 an hour. That doesn't happen with everybody. That's like a 1 in a million. In order to make a hit, you have to set the vibe, dress the part, look the part, live the life, then make a song about it.
Right.
Now, if you took that same energy, that same money, that same time that you would put into one studio session and trying to make this one song that's probably not going to go nowhere, if you put that into your product, like just say if this was my product right here, and I'm like, okay, so instead of putting money into music and rap, I'm going to put money into this. So you know what I'm doing? I'm going to buy a ticket and get VIP with my favorite artist and meet and greet, just so I can give them the soda and take a picture. It's probably like $350. Now your brand just went up. If you were selling T-shirts and you're like, okay, well, fuck it, man. Like, I heard he performing over here. I'm just gonna go drive over there and wait over here because I know, and I'm gonna try to squeeze to the front of the line. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually even give him like a four with it. I'm gonna give him a four with this T-shirt because I know he's sibling, or I'm gonna buy him some shoes to match the shirt because I know he likes shoes. That little bit of money that you putting into making your product go up is the same amount you're going to put into trying to make a song. And I bet you if you do that with your product, you'll be way richer than trying to be a rapper.
For sure. When did you realize that drugs were going to be a key way for you to get around rich, important people?
Well,
also feel free to smoke now, by the way. We're past the early stage of the YouTube.
Okay, so really, bro, it was just like, it wasn't even, I don't think I figured. It was just I was doing the tattoos at first, and people were asking for the tattoos. And every person that I would do tattoos, they was sipping lean.
Right.
So now I want to sip lean. So now how do I sip lean? Same thing with tattoos. How do I get tattoos without paying for them? I started doing tattoos. Now I'm in the tattoo community. They're giving me free tattoos. I start selling lean. I get to sip lean for free. And then after I start selling lean, I start seeing the people that it was bringing me around. And then you start realizing that the better the lean you have, the higher the people you get around.
Right.
So back then it was like qualitists, you know, activists, you know. But if you had qualitists, you were around like the hood niggas. The hood niggas with money, but you still with the hood niggas. You get some act, you got the niggas with money hitting you.
The world's your oyster.
What the world is, anybody, all of them want it. You know, act went out, then it was high tech.
Right.
So you like, okay, if I'm spending double on one line than I would if I bought like 4 lines. But these 1 or 2 lines would get me next to this person.
What were the prices at that time?
75, 65, 55.
$55 lines even at that time?
$55 lines, bro. A pint of red was 75 a line.
Okay.
65, but then you sell it for 75.
Right. And so did you like you previously told me, like, when you did the Born to Sell Juice video and everything like that, you told me that you weren't really drinking that much lean at that time. You were kind of using it.
I was really just selling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it got to a point where it's like, okay, I would buy a pint, sell it just to sip a free line.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I want to start making money. So now it's just all money in. I'm just selling. You know what I mean? But then you notice the more you drink it, the more people want to buy it. So you'll pour up a line and sip it and put it on Instagram. Now people, oh, you got some juice, bro. Where you at?
Right.
And then it just started, like, after a while, you trying to do that to promote yourself more and more. you actually become addicted to the shit.
Right. If you start selling lean, though, is it kind of hard to not immediately get into selling everything else, too? Because, you know, people who want lean want Coke, and they want...
Yeah. Well,
it's like a slippery slope of all of a sudden you have, like, crazy Fed charges that you could potentially catch, right?
well, the thing about it is, it's like, with you selling lean, or anybody that's selling lean, or like you selling weed, you get weed heads. You selling lean, you getting lean heads. You don't want coke heads.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want perk heads. You know, you can have perks and all that shit, but like, what type of person do you want to deal with? You know, the lean people are really like up niggas that's kind of like cool, may have a hot temper, but you know, the cokeheads, they just look like you around them type of people. You don't want to be around that type of people. A lean
They're calling
person,
you at 8 in the morning.
yeah, 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, blowing your phone up, you know what I mean? Trying to borrow shit. Niggas know it ain't no borrowing with lean. You pay it, you get it. You don't got the money, you don't get it.
Right. But have you seen some sad shit in terms of people who are just like horribly addicted to lean?
Bro, I done seen so much shit, bro. Like, niggas that's like, bro, like, why is you still sipping it? All you doing is falling asleep every fucking where. Or like, bro, you broke and you're like, you chasing this addiction and it's making you more broke. You trying to buy 2-3 lines a day when you just stack that up for a week. You got some more money in your pocket, then you flip that.
It's not a poor man's drug.
It's not a poor man's drug, bro.
If you're a rich, famous rapper, it's one thing because you can afford it.
That ain't shit.
A lot of those dudes can't really afford it either because that's an expensive habit.
Hella expensive, bro. Like, most people, like, they not like, okay, you could buy it, but you're not pouring it up heavy.
Nah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you probably pouring like a line, a half a line. You're not buying like an 8 every other day because it's like, if you got it and you buying it, you're going to drink it. You're not saving this shit.
One time I interviewed a rapper who raps about lean, like as if he has a lot of lean. And I mentioned something about like, you should go get clothes from Dubb or whatever. And he immediately also assumed that he was going to be getting some lean. So I hear him hop on the phone with his fucking girlfriend asking her to cash app him $200.
It's a sick addiction, bro.
It is, huh?
Hell yeah.
So, okay, where were you at in your life when you recorded that Born to Sale Juice video, which blew my mind when I first saw it, watching you bury the pints in the backyard?
I was fresh out of jail from doing like 3 months on like a probation violation.
Really? What were you on probation for?
Robbery. But this was before though. Like, this is like a probation violation. I went to jail. It was over. Like, I think I broke into a house. I bailed out. Never went to court. They finally caught me. Said, bro, you didn't go to court. You know what I mean? So then they let me go, and they just gave me like probation and said I had to do this, that, and the other. After they let me go, I just kept going again. Right. So then they pulled me over again, and now they like, bro, like, you know, like, you was on probation, you didn't check in, like, you can't get out till the judge see you. So I waited a month. Judge seen me. Judge said, like, I'm gonna keep your ass in there for like another like 60 days. You know what I mean? But then you're done. You know what I mean? So then you're done. So then they let me out. Now I done lost everything again. Like, going to jail has always started on me. I just started off like 2 or 3 times in my life. So when you go to jail for like long periods of time, you lose your car, you lose your spot, you probably lose your bitch. Now you back to mama house. So that's when I was back to my mama house, and I was still going downtown fucking with Thank You Fizzle. And he was like, bro, let's make a song.
How'd you know Fizzle? That's one of your main producers.
Yeah, Thank You Fizzle. Shout out Thank You Fizzle. I know Thank You Fizzle from just one of my buddies, Naveen. Now Naveen was like, you know, I used to be with a group called Overdose, and Naveen was a producer. So I always Naveen like one of them niggas. If you got some weed, you can come to his downtown loft and smoke. Right. So whenever I get weed, I just go and hang out with Naveen, smoke, watch some Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Was that your first white friend?
He's not white. He's Indian, but he's damn near like
Fizzle is white.
No, Indian. Naveen is Indian, and then Fizzle was my first he was my first Jewish friend, not white. You know, everybody got a little white homie. Right. But yeah, he was my first Jewish friend. So then I just started hanging out with Fizzle, and I just like, you know, I just fucked with his vibe and shit. You know what I mean? It was like I could hang out, have fun. He not talking about no gang shit. He not talking about no bullshit. He not trying to rob niggas. He not trying to do this. He really just trying to like work out, eat good, and make beats.
Nice.
So I'm like, fuck it, man. Like, you cool as fuck, bro. Ended up moving in with the nigga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I just went from going to his house, hanging out with him, to he had an open room, and I moved in, and that's when we really started making more songs.
Was he downtown?
Yep, in that same spot.
Was that when you first moved downtown? Because that's always a big thing for like dudes from South Central to make the move to downtown. That's a lot of times like their first apartment on their own, where they're not surrounded by bullshit every day.
Downtown is like, let me put it like this. downtown is the only place where there's not a gang or a hood. So anytime you move somewhere, you kind of got to move towards your color or whatever, or you move into somebody else's hood.
Right.
Downtown is nobody's hood, so you can actually walk downstairs and walk around without getting banged on or pressed or nothing like that because it's no one's hood. This is downtown.
You might see a homeless person shitting all over themselves, but you don't got anybody tripping on you. Mm-hmm. I guess that's good. Okay, so you moved downtown around that time period. When I first met you, it was a vlog of my day that I actually rewatched earlier, and it was when I first met you. And I just titled it "Welcome to the Trap House," I think, because it had me and you in the thumbnail holding up a pint and shit. And like, where were you
Nexus.
at Nexus? Because you were kicking it with Alex from Ain't Nobody Cool and shit, who I think is who introduced us.
Yep, that's around that time. That's when I was like, okay, like I'm still making songs and shit. But at that time, that's when I was working for my boy Mike at Nexus. I used to be like I seen him, and he was so cool, bro. He had like a weed clinic. He was a little Indian kid wearing Bape. I'm like, I'm trying to fuck with you, bro. Like, what you need? Like, he like, well, shit, if you want to help me out around here, I'll pay you. So now I'm smoking, hanging out with him, and that kind of got me big with the artist because he had a weed brand at the time.
Right.
And with that weed brand, he used to be like, hey, if you can get the rappers, they can come and pick up some weed.
So he's paying you to give weed to rappers.
No, he's paying me for labor.
Right.
But after the
you're
labor,
using that connection.
yeah,
I'm like, I got access to all this weed. I'm gonna get it to.
He's seen a network I had. Like, hey, invite him over here so I can give him some bud. And then he was throwing like events at that little lounge as well that he had. So I used to clean up, play security. You know what I mean? Manage the artists. You know, damn near help people get like their little place. You want to give them some weed? Hey, here, such and such, here goes some weed from my boy Nexus. Can I get a pick?
Right. And all along, you're just building your network and just realizing, like, you're that one dude who sees everything happen around him and figures out what's actually going around and cares enough to pay attention and figure out what the dynamic is.
I'm trying to get in where I fit in.
Mm-hmm. What was the overdose days like for you?
Overdose days was just turned.
Were those your first friends who actually started to get some clout from rapping?
Yeah. Well, Overdose, I knew like most of them from high school. So when they became a group, it was like, fuck it. Like, you know, everybody in this district really just was like, if this gonna be the group, we all gonna all put it in and make sure y'all win. So like they became my homies. And like my main job was making sure they was straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all need this. Here, I got it for y'all. You know, we going here. Shit, I ain't tripping, bro. I'll stay here and watch this, you know? Or shit, at the end of the night, we all getting turned. Here go my piece of the pie. And they was like the first people to teach me like what like homies is and shit. You know, if you got 5 homies and 3 of your homies is telling you to jump, and you like, I don't want to jump, bro, you gotta trust your homies and jump. Your homies not gonna tell you nothing wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, that was the first thing I learned with them. It's like, if they say something, then that's what goes. You know what I mean? And shit, from then we just kept on rocking.
That was smart though, because you knew how to play your part. You're around these rappers who are kind of more important than you or whatever, and so you gotta, like, you know, even if you think you're destined for greatness, you still gotta find your way to fit in with these people.
I never had a problem with that, bro. I always knew how to play my position. I never overstepped my boundaries. I never tried to be something. I never tried to take one of their roles. You know, if my job is to sit right here with the the fire, I'm gonna sit right here with the fire. If my job is to find out where X, Y, and Z at in every city, then I'm gonna find out where X, Y, and Z at. If my job is to go out there and get the vibes, I'm gonna get the vibes. Like, you know, I have no problem paying my position because I ain't tripping. As long as I'm on the motherfucking ship and we make it to land, we all win.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if I'm in the steam room, I'm fucking the captain, I don't care. I'm on the ship, I'm happy.
Right. Okay, so then you meet me and you hear about the No Jumper tour.
Hear about the No Jumper tour. So I'm like, damn, these niggas going on tour. And Adam, my boy, fuck it. I think I called first, like, can I roll with y'all? And you're like, bro, we got a little ass van, bus.
And Pump and Perp brought like 5 more people than they said they were gonna bring. So the van was so fucking packed.
Yeah, so you was like, basically like, you can come and I'll let you do a song on the set, but besides that, I ain't got no room.
Yeah.
Boom. Me and Fizz like, fuck it, we gonna do it.
You talk to Mike from Nexus, you're like, let me get a van. I'm gonna make it a good look for you. All of a sudden, boom, we got a convoy. Dub's following us on the road.
I'm following them. I got the drink. I got the weed. You know, anytime somebody need a T-shirt, I got the cough. This is really like, I got the cough syrup hoodies in the back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tatting, I'm selling weed, I'm selling drink, I'm selling hoodies, and I end up playing fucking security.
Because they needed some like adult guidance.
Yeah, like these is like all little turnt kids, and like Adam, like, bro, like, I'm not about to sit right here and do all this. Like after the show's over, I got my room, y'all got your room. I'm gonna hit y'all if I come back out.
Right.
But these are like little fucking almost millionaire kids just getting loaded, and they didn't have nobody there like to guide them or to even do shit that they couldn't do as kids.
Right. And what's funny is that you didn't know who Pump was, and Pump didn't know who you were at first, but then you guys kind of ended up figuring it out, and all of a sudden you became best friends.
Yeah, Pump was like, bro, that's you getting arrested with the pints? I'm like, yeah, like you're a fucking legend. I'm like, I ain't no fucking legend. Like, but that's when I realized, like, bro, that video was huge.
Yeah,
like,
but okay, explain that video to anybody watching this. And
Okay.
are you willing to admit that it was fake at this point in your life?
yes.
All right, cool. I wasn't sure if you were still trying to keep that close to your chest.
So basically, it's a video of me going around with a gang of fucking pints, and you know, the video, the police is basically like pulling the pints out and saying like, hey, it's an awful lot of cough syrup. My homie recorded it, and the shit went so fucking viral, bro.
But it was on the set of a music video.
On the set of an overdose video. At the
Okay.
time.
And did you tell him that was the thing that you wanted him to say?
No, he just came up
That's
with it
just what he
himself.
said. Okay.
Bro, and it was just so crazy that like that turned to this, that turned to that, that turned to this.
Yeah. Because it's funny, to this day, people still, every time I wear the shirt, people will complain in the comments about it being A instead of A-N.
Yeah, I changed it on purpose.
Yeah. Because that's what he says in the video. Mm-hmm. It just sounds, it sounds like what the guy said in the video, so you got to put that. Fuck it. Okay, and so then that tour, soon after, you and Pump hit it off. Like, how do you end up going on tour with him or start, like, clocking in with him all the time after that?
Well, the thing was, like, Pump was out here, and Perk was out here, too. But I really was, like, friends with Perk because of the Glock song. Like, Glock in my walk song, you feel me?
Right.
But I seen Pump, too. But Perp will be all over the place, and he'll be fucking with me. And I feel like, I started seeing Pump just moving a lot in L.A., too. And, I would be places and hear people talking. And, like, I'm really, like, a cool dude, you feel me? Especially, like, to some kids. And, like, I used to hear niggas like, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Or, some people would be like, yeah, bro, just watch out for your boy Pump.
They were trying to line him up.
Like, he be really, like, just walking on Melrose, like, the nigga gonna get put on a chopboard. Like, so I just told him, like, look, bro, like, I don't want shit from you. You feel me? Like, I genuinely, like, fuck with you. You know what I mean? You looked out on tour. You was wearing my shit. You know what I mean? So, like, if you go anywhere, just let me know. Just let me know. You feel me? Like,
Right.
I ain't trying to do nothing or nothing. Just let me know so I can make sure you straight. Because, like, it's 3 ways to dealing with stuff. You can be like the bully, fight your way through stuff. You can be a bitch and run away from stuff. Or you can be smart and just avoid situations. I'm the key at avoiding situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? We can go somewhere and people will see me and be like, okay, so that's Dub, boy. We ain't about to fuck with Dub. He putting food. He helping this nigga out. He helping us all out.
Right.
So just, really, like, fucking with Pump really saved my life, bro, if you really think about it. If I would have been just in L.A. that whole time, Pump took me away from L.A. for damn near 3 years, 2-3 years, bro. We was touring. We was doing this. We was doing that.
Well, you think you would have got involved in sketchy
bro,
shit?
Yeah, I would have, bro. Like, he showed me, like, firsthand, like a higher way of living, like, and me seeing him actually do it and seeing his team who had, like, started with, like, not that much and be where they at, and me putting me on that team, like I tell you, if you around somebody and they winning, then you can win too. It's not like you're gonna be around a millionaire. Like, if your son, like, if 2 people are raised together and one become a millionaire, the other one can too, bro.
Right.
Like, it's in you if it's in them. So, like, me just being around, just letting me know, like, my time gonna come. Like, there's no way I'm seeing this shit and I'm never gonna see it again.
Right.
There's no way I'm going overseas and I'm never gonna go here again.
Because that was a wild thing for me to see, just knowing you and knowing where you're coming from, and all of a sudden, every day on your Instagram story, it's like, oh, I'm in France, I'm in this place. Not to mention you're backstage at the club and you're around all these crazy models,
Bro.
all this wild shit. It was really tripping me out seeing you around that shit for the first time in your life.
Bro, y'all gotta think, like, take, like, the real thirsty homie that's tricky, that's grimy, that's like hustles though, and now you're just seeing him around the world with Lil Uzi back, and, like, not just like look, you see him everywhere. You see Lil Uzi, like, that was me and Pump. Like, you would see me everywhere he was. Like, it'll be places where I'm like, okay, I see y'all later. Y'all going on the red carpet. Like, what? No, you coming on the red carpet too, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? Like, what? I'm going on the red carpet. Like MTV, like BET, like American Music Awards, like, we red carpet back to back. Like, it was me and Pump, bro.
I mean, it just must have been surreal to go from just like being on the block and really not having shit going on necessarily, and then all of a sudden you fast forward like 6 months and you're just in the fucking craziest
Bro,
shit.
I'm taking jets every week. I'm eating steaks. Every time we go shopping, I can get anything I want, bro. Like, you know, like I know all of the highest people in the world, and the crazy thing is, it's not like I'm just there. They have to talk to me to talk to him. So I'm talking about anywhere we go, they get in my number to talk to me to talk to him. Or they asking me like, hey man, like I want Pump to like, you think he'll do this? And I'll be like, shit, like, not if you act like that, you're not gonna do that. That shit sound weird.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm down there became like his advisor at a point, bro.
But it's got to be weird in that situation because you're in such a good position to basically like take money from people for access to your famous friend. But then at the same time, you got to think that if you all of a sudden are introducing them to some weird ass person in exchange for them giving you money, that could look bad on you in the long run.
See, but that's the thing, bro. Like, people used to call me stupid, used to call me dumb. I never took money for anything that I did for Pump.
Really?
Till this day, I don't add, like, you know, you want, like, he done so much for me, bro, that I want to see you get all your money. I never was like, okay, well, you want to give him 40,000, you got to give me 10. So, okay, Pump is 50, but 10 is in mine, or it's 40 and get like. I never was like that, bro. So like anything that happened, like, you know, I was really pure about it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't lying. I wasn't trying to make no money. I'm not making no money, bro. I don't give a fuck if you do it or not.
Right.
I'm just trying to put some bread in your pocket.
Right.
So like that never was the kick. Never was the thing with me.
Was that time in your life when you're on tour with Pump, is that also when your lean drinking got a little out of control?
Yeah, because like when I got with Pump, bro, all we would do, he'll just be like, hey, Dubb, find it. So I'll find it, and then like we'll drink it, and then he'll just pay me for it.
Right. But how do you find it when you're in fucking Germany?
That shit start finding you. I'm walking out the elevator, nigga like, hey, bro, I got some, like, damn, like, you already know, huh?
Because I would see you throwing it up on your Instagram story here and there, like we got the juice in Dusseldorf.
And then you got a lot of these people come to L.A. too.
Yeah.
So, like, when they was in L.A. buying drink from me, they're like, you know, I'm really out of town.
But you were like a lean salesman, and it probably became like you didn't need to sell to anybody besides Pump at a certain point, right?
Yeah, like, I wasn't selling lean no more. I was buying lean to sip it.
Right.
You know, I didn't have to sell it. Like, people will be like, they're like, we'll be on tour. People be like, hey, bro, you think you got a line or something for me? You know what I mean? And I'll be like, yeah. You know, I sell it like that. But really, I wasn't selling lean for a long time because I didn't have to.
Right.
Shit, we buying all that shit and we keeping it.
What's the craziest shit you ever did to get some drink back in the day? Because you told me that you were not above hollering at the homeless people downtown for some green.
Yeah, bro, I did that before. I walked down there in some inside out clothes, bummy as fuck, and just be like, hey, you got some codeine? Where can I get some codeine? You know what I mean? I done found like some MGP green a few times, you know what I mean? But I would say the probably craziest shit, bro. Like, I used to be doing dangerous shit, bro. Like we'll be out of town, bro. I'm like taking the driver, going to like some janky ass trap in Boston, nigga, where I'm going upstairs to some apartments to get some juice, or like, you know what I mean? Or I'm jumping in the, like, hey, Dubb, this fan said he got some, like, I done been overseas, bro, in a fucking like taxi where the nigga don't even speak English, and we're going to somewhere where a nigga say he got weed and juice.
Right.
And you get there, it's like some overseas juice, and then it's like some fucking weak ass weed, but then you don't want to say, like, talk shit and not take it because then they might book your ass.
Yeah.
So you just buy it.
Right.
Just to get out the situation.
Damn. But the European lean, do you have to like, it's not the same as American lean? Don't you have to mix it with pills or some shit?
I don't know the shit though. They had some orange shit when we was in Australia. And then they had like some other like fucking like greenish, like turquoise shit.
Right.
When we was in like Spain. You know, but those are the only two. Switzerland has some weird ass shit too, bro.
Really?
Like, it was like purple, but it was like in like a little baby glass bottle, bro.
Right.
That shit tastes nasty as fuck.
What about getting weed in Europe and shit? Is it like?
We paid $800 for an ounce in Paris.
Really? And it was gas or not?
Yeah, it was gas. It was backpack boys at the time. And then nigga, we was in fucking Korea. We paid $450 for an eighth.
Wow. And it was all right? I bought some weed in Japan. I think we paid $450 for an eighth, and it was the fucking worst shit I ever seen in my life. It was wet.
Bro, it was just weed.
It was something. Oh man. But okay, so while you're on the road doing all that shit though, is it also going through your head like, oh, I gotta really use this opportunity to push my clothing line?
No.
And it wasn't even really a clothing line at first,
No,
right?
no,
It was
you
just
know
one
what it was?
design.
Just what it was. It was, okay, I'm with this nigga Pump. I'm about to blow up rapping. I see this nigga Mac Miller making $1 million off of motherfucking merch. Yeah. I'm about to start my shit now, so when I do blow up, I already have my merch rolling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want people wearing my shit out there when I'm performing too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just really started off like that, and then I'm like, I'm running into all of these people. I might as well keep it with me. I keep my tack gun. I keep my merch everywhere I go.
Right.
Even when I was on tour with Pump, I kept both of them things. Because those things could really get a person to fuck with you or like let you in the door, or it could really give you a boost. Because motherfuckers are just like, when people be on tour, bro, whatever you give them, they could get off stage and their clothes be soaking wet. They gonna put that shirt on.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? They could be waking up in the morning, walking from the tour bus to the hotel. They gonna put them sweats on. So like with me having it, I'm getting placements regardless.
Right.
You know, I've been getting placements since I started because, like, what? I told you, I went on tour with you. I had you wearing it. I had Perk wearing it. I had Pump wearing it. It's already a fucking hit. It's just you got the consistency. Just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, I never would have thought, like, you know, when I first seen it, I thought it was a cool shirt design, but I never would have thought that you could do, like, 1,000 different colorways and put it on shorts and put it on the back of flannel shirts and just all the different ways that you've used it. I never would have known that you could have made it that adaptable of a thing.
Because it's just how you break it down. It's like when I did first start, it was just them black and white tees and then black and white hoodies. That's it. And I'm like, okay, maybe let me do a white and black shirt. And then I ran those for a long time. You know, I'm still like a year in, just the same color hoodie and shirt.
Yeah. I use you as an example sometimes when I'm talking about people's clothing lines. I'll say, look at what Dubb did. Dubb found one cracking shirt design and then just figured out how to just make that over and over and over. I would say that to people because people, when they start doing a clothing line, they want to have 8 different graphic tees and shit.
I hate that, bro. Stop doing that. Stop. You giving the people too many choices, bro.
Yeah.
Keep this one. Let this be your trademark. So whenever they see this, they thinking about you. You got too many options. Niggas not gonna wear all that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get as much. Like, I tell that to everybody, my little brother, like, keep your one design for as long as you can, then switch the color.
Right.
You don't switch the design because that's your logo at this point. You know what I mean? You want to, like, bro, you know, one of the big people I watch is Supreme. They done took that Supreme and Bait, bro. Bait used to do the same design, different colors. Same camo, different colors. Same camo, different colors.
Even to this day, it's
Even
still
to this day,
not
the
that
same
different.
camo, different colors on different garments. And I really wasn't even going to the different garment part yet. I was just, okay, we're going to make a blue and white one. We're going to make a blue and red one. Just switching 2 colors, and that's it, bro. And then after a while, I just started, like, when I really said, like, this shit is making money, okay, I'm about to start looking for a graphic designer, and I'm about to start, like, you know, putting more money in my production. I'm about to start putting more money in the marketing. Like, niggas don't even see half the shit I do.
Right.
I'll fuck around and give a nigga this pint if he about to put my shit on. If I'm sitting right here with Future, I will give him a pint. I won't even, like, I ain't even tripping. You can have this motherfucker. If I'm sitting here with anybody, like, if I know, like, you know, you can have this. And when you do that, now they're like, I fuck with this nigga. Like, I want to help him now.
You believe in the value of a celebrity wearing shit that much that it's worth that to you, that you would give them something that might be worth $5,000.
It's worth that to me, not just in the value of wearing it, but just in that relationship. Depending on how big, you know, they have to be cool, first of all. I'm not about to, you know, you want some weird shit, I'm not fucking with you. But if I already recognize that you're a P, you real player, if I recognize that in you, then and I see that you have a fan base, then yes, a relationship with you will bring me capital, so I have no problem putting capital into our relationship.
Right. Definitely. But then it was kind of crazy to see like so many more rap. Like, well, I want to talk about this. Is like, how much of it do you think is about you versus the brand? Because sometimes I see, like, as an example, I've seen you do a ton of different collaborations with different weed brands and stuff. And I said to someone when we were having a conversation about it, I was like, that would not work if Dubb wasn't Dubb. Like, a lot of brands, by just doing like a lot of different collaborations, working on all these different brands, would not be able to pull that off and still have the brand be considered so cool. But Dubb's personality makes it so that he can do shit that I think a lot of other brands wouldn't be able to get away with.
Yeah, for sure. It's the personality and it's me. Like, again, I don't know like the exact percentage, but it's like I have 200,000 followers. It's not the biggest, it's not the best, but with my 200,000 followers, I have the biggest clothing line in the world because within them 200,000 followers, there's some big people in there that fuck with me. So my personality will make that person want to wear it. Like if I just take a picture of some shit, they're not, oh, I want to do that. But by me putting it on and marketing it, and they seeing that and be like, man, this nigga is smart as fuck. Matter of fact, I want that hoodie. And then now that they want it, like you see me doing a skit on Instagram with the hoodie on. Now you want the hoodie. Now all of your people who don't even have to know about me want that hoodie. And they don't even know about the personality. But the personality is the remote control to keep all that shit going.
Definitely. When did you decide you wanted to do the retail side of things? The first store was downtown, right?
Yeah. Well, it just got to the point, bro, where I got tired of being in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, the parking lot. Even a year ago, you were in the parking lot downtown. Yeah.
What is today, January 13th?
Yeah.
January 13th last year, I was still selling clothes out the parking lot with one van.
I went and did a vlog with you about a year ago.
One van.
Ralphie the Plug.
In the parking lot, selling clothes.
And you never had issues being there? Because to anyone else, if they told me that they wanted to do that, I would be like, bro, that's a little scary. You're going to get into a situation sooner or later being down there. It's
just the way, the way it happened with it being Corona, without nobody being out, with all of the stores closing, all of the trappers really making more money during Corona than ever. So now they really flying out here and they can't change. So now they hitting me up to get the clothes, flying back. Like all of that shit is what really turned the brand up, you know what I mean? Like the Corona really helped me. Like the Corona, within the Corona is when my brand, that's the whole year I was in the parking lot.
Right.
Around January 15th is when I left the parking lot.
Because all those people want to, there's all these companies who are scared shitless and they're basically shutting down their stores
they
on
have
Melrose
to, or
and
they're
stuff.
Gonna get signed.
And over here you have you who's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna run it up. I don't know if you ever had a mask on or anything like that. You were never worried about it?
Never.
You never got COVID?
Bro, I was making so much money, I didn't give a fuck about COVID, bro.
And if you get it, what? You go lay down for a week.
This is what I made since the last time you seen me.
What the fuck?
That's from January to January. And that's just square. That's not counting cash. That's not counting pop-ups. It's not counting anything. That's just...
Wow. That's a 7-figure score.
From now to here. From the parking lot to now, that's what I made. That's
crazy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
This shit crazy. And it's be like, I spent, people be like, I spent 30 years, bro. I spent 30 years just doing different shit. 30 years, 32 years, bro. I became a millionaire when I was 33. A legit millionaire when I was 33. 1 year, bro, just grinding your ass off when everybody's slowing down is what picked me up. All of the stores closed. All of these clothing lines slowing down. They can't get their shit. Everybody just stopping and being scared of Corona. I said, fuck that shit. I'm about to hustle in Corona. I'm about to make my own clothes. I'm about to sell my clothes. I'm about to really cater to these motherfuckers that's coming downtown. And that shit really, really rolled, bro.
Wow.
To where it was you just see people wearing it because it's the only thing available. But if you see somebody wearing it, to all these people that look at you, they trying to be like you.
Right. When when we talk about being in the van downtown, you've always been pretty good at avoiding I look at AD and how he carries himself. He's from where he's from, but he manages to really get along with people and not really have a lot of friction in the streets.
Yeah,
you always been good at that?
Hell yeah. At that point in time before, I didn't give a fuck. I see you, fuck you, nigga, I don't give a fuck. But then it got to a point where I'm being with Pump, I'm being introduced to niggas with real money. I kind of can't let these motherfuckers know that I'm ghetto in this. They already see it, they smell it, but I got to kind of change their perception when I talk to them.
Right.
So that's when I started just getting more just being more just open-minded about shit. And that's from traveling. If you just in the hood all day, it's kind of hard to be open-minded because your reality is just this small part.
Right.
But once you done been to damn near 20 different countries, you done been to Korea, you done been here, you done went on tour in Europe 3 times, you done been on tour in America, different cities, you way more open minded. You're hella open minded now.
Right.
You can see like you like, damn, this is like. So I guess wearing skinny jeans ain't really for faggots. Like, bruh, I just seen a nigga millionaire, bruh. I fucking work for this nigga, bruh, if he gave me a job. Nigga has some tight ass fucking jeans on. That's just how some people dress.
Right. Is cough syrup cool in every hood in LA?
Cough syrup is cool with every hood in LA.
So any kind of shit you used to have in your head about I'm not supposed to get
Hell
along with these
nah,
people.
bruh. What? This
Because
is
now and then I will see people wearing it that I'm like, damn, that shows that Dubb is way past where he came from.
Come on, bro. You think these big execs is sitting up here saying, I don't want this person or that person to wear it? It ain't about me. You know what I mean? If you support me, I'll fuck with you. I don't give a fuck what color you from, what color you are, where you from, what you speak, what language, bro. You wearing my shit, you support me, I'll fuck with you. And I appreciate you. Shit, y'all just put my baby in a fucking $1 million house, you feel me? With fucking 1 carat earrings in each one of her ears. I can't be mad at you at all. At all, I can't.
Right. Respect. How'd you get Thug wearing it and stuff? How'd you meet Thug? Seems like you guys just
Shout out
hit it
my
off.
boy Lil Duke. Shout out my
Duke.
boy Lil Duke. You know, he like the glue to everything.
He was like the Desto Dubb to Pump.
Yeah, but he
Sorta.
really like, you
Right,
feel me?
He's out here.
Yeah, so, you know, Duke seen me. I gave him like a hat or something I had one time and some shirts. And then he fucked with me, followed me on the gram, and he just, you know, whenever I had something, I'm like, I want to give Duke some shit. He'll, pull up, bro, come and bring that shit. And I'll be like, damn, and this nigga like, I'm meeting and then, you know, I got juice, so he calling me for the juice every time I'm giving him new clothes, and he wearing it around Thug. He wearing it around everybody. Duke was the first nigga really wearing my shit. So then after that, then like, you know, it got to a point where like I think Thug just like he had to go somewhere. He was like, hey, you got some? Call Dubb. He had like I think Connor called me or something. He was like, hey man, bring me that fit. I need that shit.
Because I remember you knew Thug back in the day just on some juice shit.
Yeah, just on
But he
juice.
never really acknowledged you or gave you love like that, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. It was just like, you know, like he was moving. I was just, you know, pull up, sell him some juice. So I was pull up, give Duke the juice, and Duke could have it, or sometimes be like, you want some juice? And he'll just pay me directly. But then like he called me from somebody else's phone, and then after that day, we really just rocked with each other. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, because usually I'll go and give some niggas some shit and leave.
Right.
He like, where you going? Sit down, twin. I'm like, fucking, we just in there. He just playing music and shit, just chopping it up. You know what I mean? He telling me about my brand, like how he see how it like grown, and like he proud of what I'm doing and staying like a real nigga at the same time. You know, a lot of niggas turn like goofy, gay, fucked up, like when they start getting this type of money and shit. Like, you know, he see that like I'm still really like a nigga. You feel me? Then we just talking about like, you know, Nip. We talking about all this shit, and then he just like, you know, shit, you can come over here whenever you want, bro. Like, you know, you bring it to me, I'm gonna put that shit on.
Yeah, when I first saw Thug and Gunna rocking your shit, it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's spreading. Here we go.
Because you remember, Adam, it really used to be like after the tour, like whoever you knew like kind of was like in the little Drake area, you'd be like, I'm interviewing such and such today.
Yeah, I would
so
hit you
I'll pull
up,
up, you know what I mean? If they like big, we can pull this shit up. Or they'll buy it, or we can pour it up, or I always give them some clothes. Like I met Lil Tecca like that, and to this day, he still remember me from that first day leaving the fucking blog and seeing me out there and putting my shirt on. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
It's just like a lot of
that
these
photo
people
with the blue shirt.
Yeah, a lot of these people that like they met me once, they really are like, damn, that's that nigga that used to do the tattoos in the backyard.
Right.
I'm proud of this nigga. Oh, that's the one that used to sell the drink. That's the one that used to work over there at the shop. That's the one that used to work for Mike. That's the one that used to be in the back of No Jumper. That's the one that used to be with Pump. Like, you know, I just always tried to move to a better position, but still play my position.
Seeing you get your shit in fucking Fred Siegel really made me start to think like, damn, like, what is the ceiling for this fucking Desto Dubb dude? Like, you know, they're like, when you look at, do you look at and watch documentaries or YouTube videos about like real big names and high fashion, and do you sometimes feel like that is the direction you want to go, like to be able to really be like a real designer?
I watch them and I learn from them.
Right.
And, you know, like, all of these car companies started off with a nigga in the garage.
Right.
I'm not thinking I'm gonna be the biggest, the best. I'm just going with the flow, bro. But if you tell me like how far would I want to take it, I'm trying to do the same thing Nip did, bro. Have a big store in every major city in the United States, even a few overseas. Every time I do a drop, bro, I'm doing a million or better independent, not having to go through any other place. I drop one hoodie, it's in all my stores. We're doing a million.
You really believe in retail like that? You want to have a lot of stores.
Yeah. This year myself, I plan on getting 2 more stores.
In LA or
No, I'll probably do
countrywide?
one in Atlanta. Probably go and do one in Atlanta, and then I'll probably do one in New York.
How much of a risk is the brand name though? Because you told me that that's why you don't have it out on Melrose, out like with a big cough syrup sign, is because it gets a little too much attention from the cops.
Yeah, but like, you know, now I'm like really dealing with the like real money, and I got like business managers and shit. They told me ways to do it without it having to do that. But no, it is a real big risk when you put, that's an awful lot of cough syrup for your logo on the side of a building.
Yeah.
Because it's just for the community, it looks bad. You know, the building, if depending on if it's like on a building that has properties above it, or is it just a building that's in a shopping center, you know, sometimes it'll make the building look bad. You know, it's like having a weed clinic at a place. That's just how it looks to the consumer, to the people. You know what I mean? But I know me, myself, and like my marketing and what I do, I can make money in any city I go to, bro.
Right.
Like any city.
But you look at something like Chinatown Market, how they changed to just market because they kind of outgrew it. Obviously, it seemed like a cool name.
That might happen. You know, like if I make a shirt and I just put A-Lokes off a lot of cough syrup and they fuck with it, then I can keep pushing towards that way. You know what I mean? But like right now, it's like the Supreme logo. They love it.
Right.
Like, why would you take the Supreme logo off if that's what they want to buy?
100%. But like with Supreme, one of the main things with them is that they just keep the quantity pretty scarce. Like it's hard to get your hands on it, and that's why the price is so crazy on the resale market. Do you think about making your products scarce like that?
My product is very scarce. When I order, it's 100 of each piece.
Okay.
It's only 100. If it might be less than that. Like what I'll do, smalls, 24. Mediums, 24. Larges, 24. Extra large, 24. You know what I mean? And then when it was just now that it's like 3 stores, I just bust it into 3. It goes to Melrose, downtown, and online.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I have another store, I'm only adding like another 6 pieces. It's not like I'm about to make like 1,000 pieces no, I don't do that with none of my shit.
Really? Is it different online? Like if you put something up there and you get 2,000 orders, you make 2,000 shirts? Or
No, I put hard numbers online,
Okay,
so it sells out. So like I said, it'll be 8. When I drop something, it's only like 8 or 9 online.
Nice.
If that, really online, because like when they go to the stores, that's one thing, but when it's online, that's when I be giving to people from online.
Right.
You know, because the stores give me my money today. When I go online, you know, it gives me later. Got to go through processing, so I'd rather sell it in stores. But like I'm starting to get used to doing online. Like, bro, whoa,
Right.
that's not online. Online is going ham. Online is going ham right now. Like, so like I kind of got used to it. Like now, the only thing I have like that I make a lot of, Dickies. It's not limited Dickies.
Okay.
And then like the classic logos, like I'll like keep some of those online and let people just keep ordering those.
Right.
But like the collabs and like the seasonal and the certain ones, no.
Makes sense. Who tried to rob you on Melrose? That video I seen online.
Oh, that wasn't Melrose. That was at my warehouse.
Oh, okay. What happened? Who the fuck?
So, you know me, bro, like I'm already on shit. Like I be on shit, you feel me? And
Right.
I'm always like safe and, you know, I'm straight. But one day, that's why I got to get out of this like hustling mind, bro. I'm like, okay, y'all niggas moving too slow. I'm going to take the van and go and do this delivery and come back.
Uh-huh.
But I'm talking about I'm pieced up like this. Like I wasn't even supposed to be delivering shit that day. So I'm like, I'm taking the van to go and drop some stuff off, drop it off. I come back. I just like feel like somebody following me damn near. So when I pull inside, I park. And when I park, I bounce out. And then like my car is parked across the street.
Right.
So now I'm walking to my car. Like when first step out, I see a nigga to the left.
You're not in like familiar territory? Like you're in an area that you're not used to being in?
No, I'm in downtown.
Oh, it's still downtown.
Yeah, it's downtown, but this is like later.
Okay.
Like usually like from like 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, I have security at my downtown warehouse.
Uh-huh.
But I got back like 6:30, security is gone.
Uh-huh.
So I walk out, I look to the left. I see like somebody walking towards me, like creeping. So then I look to the left, I see him walking towards me, creeping. And then I look to the right, it's another dude. I turn around, one of them run up, like, trying to grab me, and I seen the other nigga with a gun. I just fire on him that tried to grab me and turned and ran towards the car. And then I'm like yelling, like, pass me the fire, and then they got on.
Really? They got out of there?
Yeah.
They didn't get none out of you?
Nah, nothing.
Nothing? Wow. You weren't scared about getting shot in that moment?
Nah, hell no, bro. Hell no. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I know God got me, bro. I ain't, like, the shit that I've been through and I made it out of, bro. And, like, I don't do, like, no real weird bullshit. Like, you know, I know God not about to let me take no L's like that. So, like, I really just, like, I see him, I'm like, I'm about to, like, I just fired and got on, but I'm not about to stand there and be like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
what was up with that dude who was posting on his Instagram story claiming that he robbed you or got shit out of your store or something?
oh, you remember that weirdo?
Yeah, what happened with that?
It was a tweaker. It was a tweaker with an Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, you know, we squashed it or whatever, but it just got down to, like, when we actually met up, it was like, bro, I didn't even know that was your van. You know what I mean? Like, I was just posting what I took that night, and I started getting so many people hit me up because they knew of you that I started getting into it with the people. Like, fuck you, nigga, this is my shit. You know what I mean? So that when I found out and I started going at him, he, like, really, like, tweaking, like, getting high at night, coming back over there, taking a picture of it. You know, and I'm like, bro, like, you gonna get yourself hurt, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And to make it more complicated, I forget if it was in his bio or what, but he was from somewhere.
Yeah, he was like, you know what I mean? But like,
so
I called
it's
the
touchy, you know?
Yeah, so
maybe
like,
not people you really want to have that big of a problem with.
You know, but like, we got down to the bottom of it. He apologized, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he was really just a tweaker that just broke into the wrong van that night.
Okay. That's the crazy shit about doing retail is that, yes, it's amazing for a lot of different ways, but at the same time, you're really giving access to you, even if it's through your employees and through the people that are hanging out at the store. You're kind of giving any old crazy person access to you in a way. Like, if they want to fucking do something to you, well, here's your spot that's right out in the open.
And for the most part, that don't even hurt a lot of retail people. But again, like, me being in remote control to control my, like, line, like, when they see the brand, they see me. When they see me, they think of the brand. So, like, a motherfucker will be in there and really, like, be hot about an order he got late online or some shit, you know, or be really try to talk to me. So it's like, you do put your life on the line when you just go in there trying to make money at your store.
And it's crazy, too, having a store because I'm sure this happens to you all the time. Like, you'll take a day off, you'll be at the beach or, you know, off at Disneyland or whatever with your girl, and then all of a sudden you look at your phone, you got 10 different people be like, yo, I'm at the store, come out. It's like, bro, well, in your case, you have 2 stores.
Yeah, that's why, like, I got tired of that shit, bro. Like, honestly, starting, like, I would say, like, August, bro, probably before that, I stopped carrying the clothes. I stopped, like, you know, if you need some shit, I have a manager you can call. She will get you right. I'm not there, bro. Especially now. Like, I'm not there now at all. Like,
but you still pull up, right?
yeah, like, I'll pull up, but I'm not there like that. Like, I'm not about to spend, like, 3-4 hours. I'll pull up, talk to the staff, see what's going on, then I get up out of there, bro.
Is it because it just feels a little too hot for you to be in that environment, or do you just like to be moving around
it's
more?
Just right now, bro, it's just dangerous as fuck just out here right now. You
No,
see
that's
everybody
wild.
getting shot, all this shit happening, bro. I just, you know, like, you got to think about it. Like, I'm really one of the last ones. Like, you know what I mean? Like as far as, like, LA legends, you know what I mean? That's not, like, really running off and, you know what I mean? That's still in LA. So, like, I just got to move differently because it's like the odds is against me, bro. Like, the police, bro, I didn't tell you. I'm driving down Melrose. I don't even close my stores, bro. I have a manager for each store. So I just go there, check on it. I get on, whoop, go to Melrose Cookies. Leave Melrose Cookies. 3 cars pull me over in the Hellcat. Pull me out the car. Search the fuck out of me. I don't got shit. Now they like, okay, where were you coming from? I'm like, I was coming from Cookies. Well, earlier you said you was coming from your store. I was like, coming from my store? Like,
So-
no, I was coming from Cookies.
They knew exactly who you were and everything?
Bro, listen. So then they like, okay, well, ain't that your store? I'm like, I got clothes at that store, but, like, I'm a black man. I don't own shit on Melrose. Like, come on, be smart. well, if that's your store, your clothes is in there, we can go and search it. I'm like, bro, what? Are these the keys? I don't have the keys to I don't have the keys, bro. Like, I don't have keys. I have a manager for that. Okay, so if these keys work, then we're going to go inside or we're going to call the fire department to break the door open. I'm like, why is y'all so extra?
Yeah, like what's your read on that? You feel like they were just trying to see if you were nervous?
Bro, they took the keys, left me on curb, went down the street, opened up my store, went in there, 5 cars deep, searched my whole store, didn't find nothing. You know, like I'm telling you, like, bro, being out here, being like a black man, they think you selling dope. Nobody believes that I'm making this much money off of clothes.
Wow.
So the police fuck with me. Search my whole store, don't find nothing. Come drive back to me, tell me, hey, well, the keys worked, and did you want to go and lock up the store?
So it's sitting there unlocked in between this?
Yes. So then I'm like, okay. I jump in the Hellcat and get on. Like, fuck y'all, bro. I'm not about to sit right here. I call the manager, go and lock up the store. I go back the next day. I ask them for the keys. Like, here go your keys. I'm like, where did these keys come from? The keys don't fit the gate.
They gave you different keys?
They gave me my keys that was in my car, but those keys didn't fit the gate.
So how'd they get in?
I have no idea.
And you're sure that they did get in?
Bro, I have the video on my phone. I got cameras in my store. They walked and searched the whole store. My manager had to come back and lock it back up and put the shit back. Wow. That's me being in a Rolls Royce with nice things in L.A.
Was that the first time you felt like you got that kind of attention from the cops out here?
I get it downtown, too, since I put that cough syrup on the store, bro.
Right.
Like, since I put that cough syrup on the store, bro, I even, like, you remember at first, I had, like, a decal on the window that covers, like, you know, so you can't see inside the store.
Small, yeah.
I took it off so you can see in the store. Like, I want you to see I ain't doing shit but selling clothes, bro.
Right.
But they see a nigga in a Rolls Royce or a Hellcat with, like, nice jewelry, you know what I mean? They don't believe that I'm just selling clothes.
Right.
Wow. So like, just again, like, me being here in LA is dangerous for me from the police. Right. Because I'm only in 2 places, so they watching me.
But how does that make you want to change how you move?
Well, it's really like not me. Yeah. It's not me.
Just want to stay on the straight and narrow?
I'm straight and narrow. Like everything I do, bro, I got too much money off of clothes. I damn near stopped making music because the clothes money was more important. Nothing is going, like, bro, I'm too much money off of clothes. Nothing that I do is illegal or nothing unless it's like taking some weed or this, that, and the other. But, bro, that's not like nothing like that. Yeah. I ain't selling shit. I ain't doing shit. Like, you see how much I'm making. Why would I do anything else?
Right. Damn. That's crazy.
So it's like, you know, and they just see me on Melrose. Nice car hanging out. Downtown, nice car hanging out. Melrose, down on the outside hanging out. Like, they just watching and looking.
Right. That's wild. Leave Dubb alone, officers.
Like, bruh, and I'm telling them, like, I'm trying to tell the youth, like, I'm damn near like a philanthropist, whatever the fuck that shit is. Right. Like, I'm trying to tell them to be some better shit, like telling y'all to stop focusing on the bullshit and get you a brand, get you a business, get you a company, get you something, and just invest your time into that. Invest all the little money you got into that. Invest your network into that. You know, bring people along that's going to help you with any one of those. Right. You know what I mean? Build a team and get some money. Everybody want to be shotas and join this and join that and take it. But if you do it this way, they're going to give it to you. Niggas is giving me money. Bet you if I had a hoodie right now that was fire, everybody would want to buy it. That's giving me money.
Laura, you want to buy a hoodie? She said, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, they giving me money.
You lost somebody very close to you recently.
Drakeo the Ruler, my boy. Got him tapped. You seen the charm I'm getting made?
I did see that.
Shit.
When did you meet Drakeo? Like, when did that relationship start?
I met Drakeo in, like, 2000. When was it, bro? Like, I was working at the tattoo shop at that. So what was it like? I was like 23, 24.
Because you're in that, what is it, insecure freestyle?
Yeah.
Or the impatient freestyle?
What year was that?
I don't know, but that's that same apartment that he caught his case basically because of at a certain point they raided it.
Yeah, but I knew him like before that. When I was selling juice.
Right.
I would like, you know, somebody said my boy want to buy some juice. I sold him some juice. He like, you know, I rap. I'm like, everybody rap, bro. Like, duh, you rap. Everybody like, yeah, but no, I'm really like a joint or something. I'm like, cool. So
Right.
75 a line, you know. So then like we became like started really like being partners, cause like when you sell somebody some juice, bro, it's not like just selling like some weed or something. It's like I'm pulling up on you, saying what's up, I'm weighing it, I'm counting the money, you know, like we chilling for a minute, you know what I mean? Then you getting on, so it's like somebody gotta trust you, cause they come into your house, they come to this. So we had like a real relationship where I would really pull up on Naomi, come in his mama house, sell him some juice. You know, I'll give him some little clothes that I had at the time if I had like a shirt I was making.
Right.
You know, so then he told me like I rap. And I'm like, okay, then I heard that, bitch, I've been a joint, bitch, I've been a joint, bitch, I've been a joint, bitch. I'm like, hey, that's that nigga I sell juice to.
Right.
So then at that point I was like, okay, oh, this nigga hard. But then, is that when he went to jail? Yeah, then he went to jail.
Pretty soon after that, he got locked up for a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, then he got out, and when he got out, you know, I was still fucking with him, like, hey, what up, nigga?
Right. He
So
got out, and all of a sudden, he was cough syrup head to toe.
Yeah. No, but this was before.
Oh, before
this
the
was
most
before.
recent
It was
one,
like out. It was
Yeah.
like out. I met him selling juice in, and he got out again. And that's when he got out again. I'm like, okay, you gotta fuck with like Fizzle and him. This is when I'm with Fizzle and him.
Right.
So now I'm like, okay, you gotta fuck with Fizzle and him. He's a producer. He's an engineer. They went to school for this shit. So then they started fucking with Fizzle and them, and they started making songs with Fizzle. He gave me a verse. You know what I mean? He did the Road Bounce song in like Mike's studio downtown at the Nexus Lounge.
Right.
You know, I brought him through there to do that. So then he went to jail again. Then when he got out this time, he was like, when he got out, I used to talk to him all the time. Like, bro, I heard your shit rolling out there. I'm like, yeah, bro, like I'm making some bread right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. And this is all in the parking lot, you know? So then when he got out, it was like the whole plan was like, you do the clothes and I do the music and we gonna take over the fucking world.
Right.
And shit, that's just what happened.
He was going harder than like damn near anybody in terms of repping your shit.
Yeah, bro, he kept that shit on. You know what I mean? Like, and like me and Draco, like he makes a lot of money. You know what I mean? I make a lot of money. We both used to have nothing together. We became millionaires the same year. You know what I mean? So it was just like fire having that type of homie. You know, like you ever seen Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah.
And remember like him and the one dude that he first got, the fat dude?
Right.
Like them two was boys because like they really got it together.
Right.
You know, like going, like we took our trips, pop-ups together. We did like 3 pop-ups, nigga, out of state.
Right. And just, yeah, I mean, he was going crazy, and then it's just kind of just came to a stop. It's like, how hard is that to take? Like, I remember even seeing you kind of being in denial about it when it first came out. And on the No Jumper Instagram, you commented the cap emoji.
I couldn't believe it, bro.
And I had a lot of people hitting me like, Dubb said it ain't true. I'm like, Dubb might just not be being honest yet.
That shit hurt, bro. Like you know, I went there tonight when like they said he didn't make it. Like I'm at the hospital, like in the hospital, nigga. They got the police in the hospital, bro. It's only like me, his mama, and Ralphie, and they got the police in there. Like I ain't never got treated like that, like ever in my life, and that was just like some real bullshit, bro.
What are the cops doing? Just fucking with
like
everybody?
we're like, okay, can we talk to a doctor? They like, they'll come and see you, but come and sit over here. We like, what do you mean? Like it's a hospital. We should be next to the room where he's at. No, just come and sit over here. The doctor's not available.
So like, what, the cops are acting like
Bro,
something
we're
was about to
talking to
happen?
the cops, not a doctor.
Right.
Like, we're not talking to a doctor. We're not talking to a nurse. We're talking to the cops, who's talking to the doctor and the nurse, but we can't talk to the doctor and the nurse.
Damn. That's some
I
crazy
don't know,
shit.
bro. It's just like, it's to the point now, bro. I just want to keep his memory alive, bro. I just feel like he ain't getting like the right recognition. You know what I mean? Like bro, it's like Pop Smoke, bro. It's like, or like Mo 3, like he's huge. He should be even huger that he's not here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I say it all the time. Like this nigga like used to be out, like going to get niggas verses and features, bro, knowing that it's hot for him. But like now that he gone, nobody not really like, you know.
As soon as he got out, people started warning me not to go be around him like that. Like they're like, listen, I know you love Draco, but you don't want to be like pulling up to hoods with Draco or nothing like that. They're like, it's really
Draco ain't
it's
pulling
bad.
up to no fucking hoods anyway. This nigga was a million. This nigga set in lofts and fucking townhouses. This nigga didn't go to no hoods. This nigga be at the store with me or at the warehouse.
He
Like,
was being fairly safe with himself
bro.
around that time.
For sure safe, bro. It was just a fucked up situation, bro. Like you know, you go to Rolling Loud, you know, they got tight security.
You assume that.
So you assume that the next one is just like this. And it's not.
Right.
That's all it was. You know, like you can't take your security can't even have no weapons.
His mom's gonna sue the fuck out of them.
I hope the fuck she do, bro.
I mean, that's just so unbelievable that they let that happen.
Like I done been, the security picks you up and takes you to your place. Or like they'll point you somebody, like, I don't know, bro. It's like they damn near like my boy is assassinated or some shit, bro. Like they like ordered them like to be somewhere that, and they like, you can't take nothing with you. And then they just left, like, you know?
That's why Jeff Weiss put out an article about it today. He was actually there, and that's one thing that he says. He's like, this isn't like a fight that went bad. This was like a targeted jail-style hit.
Bro, I never heard of a nigga in LA getting stabbed. Been living here, like, bro. Like, I never heard of that, bro.
That's true.
Like, you know, it's like saying, oh, like, they shot the car up on the freeway. Like, that's not no LA shit, bro. That shit just weird, bro. But, you know, we still love my nigga Drakeo. You feel me? Legend. California hero. I'm just trying to keep my boy, like, lit. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I got to keep my boy lit. Like, he really was the nigga. Like, everything that he rapped about, he actually did 1,000%. You don't hear that. You don't see that.
Does it fuck with your motivation at all to keep going and keep grinding and everything?
What, nigga? Yes, bro. I was at the top of my game today before that shit happened. Just met Kanye. Just was fucking with Kanye, bro.
How'd that
Top
happen?
of my game. Roddy.
Oh.
Roddy.
He's
invited-
another person that's been looking out for you.
Yeah, Roddy fuck with me. It's like, you know, like you, once you start like putting it like California, we like our own like household, bro. We gotta like protect our people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we got a pop star, nigga, we gotta make sure our pop star always straight, nigga. You know, if we got a clothing designer, we gotta make sure that, you know, fuck with the clothing designer because he ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's just how it gotta be. And like Roddy fuck with me. A lot of people from LA fuck with me, bro.
Yeah. What was it like meeting Kanye? Did he know what you had been doing?
So when I met Kanye, bro, like I told him like, hey, you ever seen this brand before? Like, and I put my hat off and I'm like, he like, look, hella familiar. I'm like, yeah, bro, I done got some shit printed at like LA Apparel too. Like I done got some of the LA Apparel shit. I see your shit up there. Like, we gotta do something, bro. I got the hottest streetwear line in the fucking world right now, bro. He's like, all right, look. Then he told me to get his boy number or something. So like that shit was fire, but then like I low key like, you know, that's one of the things you gotta like follow up on right the next day.
Yeah.
Right the next day I did follow up, but then after the Drakeo shit happened, it was just like I damn near didn't even want to answer my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't believe it, and then I'm there when they told me it, and it's just like fucked up because you think this nigga just beat the death penalty twice. This nigga is invincible. Nigga not about to, like, nothing not about to happen to this. Nigga, like, you don't, like, he already made it. He already a millionaire. That's the hardest thing to do. Shit don't make no sense, right?
Yeah, man. It's a fucking tragedy. It's a tough one. And it almost feels like we just seen so many deaths over the last couple of years that sometimes, like, the people don't even react the way that you would expect. I'm sure there's people who might watch this conversation and be almost surprised that how normal it kind of feels to us because it's like we've just seen this happen a lot of times.
It's just like, on one end, bro, I'm not about to, like, let a nigga think, like, oh, like, yo, oh, he died, we about to make all these niggas sad. Fuck that. I'm about to turn this nigga up and make him even more, you know, live even longer. You feel me? But it's just like, where we come from, like, you, like, the first thing I said was, you see all these people passing away and you never think that's gonna happen to somebody close to you. Like, this whole, since Corona and all this shit, you seeing, oh, damn, Pop Smoke got, oh, such and such, oh, such and such, oh, that's not, you know, you thinking it's not gonna happen to you. And now that it happened to you, you see what all these people been feeling.
That's real.
Shit crazy. Like, you'll never think it was, like, our home team, and we just lost Catchy, bro. Like, You know, like we just lost Catchy to some weird shit. Now we lost Draco. Like, nigga don't even know what to like. It's not even the same no more, bro. Like I don't even feel the same. Like,
And it's like, you know, you're in a weird position too, where it's like you can't be going off on Instagram about being angry.
I can't do shit, bro.
You got to be Mr. Apolitical.
Because I'm like really like a public damn near image at this time. Like I got people watching everything I do. If I like anything I tell them to do, they gonna do because they believe in me so much. So like, you know, I really have to watch out, you know? So I just, bro, like I got a daughter now.
I know you heard people dissing him and shit, and you got to just kind of turn the other cheek and just say,
bro, I can't even pay attention to that weird shit, bro. I just got to keep on going, bro, because like, just like, I just gotta keep going. Like I can't let this shit knock me off my feet. You feel me? Like you should, like you know, you see it. Like bro, I was doing a post every day, selling the fuck out of shit, doing this, bro. Like this shit happened, bro. I didn't even want to even like really even like I stopped dropping the Christmas shit I was about to do, just because I couldn't promote it the way I wanted to.
Right. Shit's fucked up.
You know what I mean? Like my schedule was wake up, take a picture on Melrose, go downtown, take a video of downtown, hit the warehouse, figure out what's our next drop gonna be, get the samples, put that on, wear it, go to the studios. After this shit happened, bro, I just be at home.
You paranoid?
Hella paranoid, bro. Like, just like, it's like, bro, like the shit just too close to home, bro. You know what I mean? It's too close to home, bro.
You know.
Like way too close. Like my homeboy died. It's like my other homeboy died. It's like if you take 5 or 10 people and 2 of them die and it's 7 or it's 8 left, you like, bro, you got to be more extra careful now.
Yeah.
Cause you could end up at the wrong gas station somewhere and something happen. You could end up going to the wrong show.
Right.
You gotta think everything through and move correctly right now.
100%. You were there the night before Greedo turned himself in too, right?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
I thought you were there when you guys all made that song
no,
with Uzi
that was
and shit.
my bad. Yeah, we at the fucking mansion.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't he like 3 days late turning himself in? Because
that's what I'm saying. Like the day before, like I thought he like missed a few days or some shit. Like, but yeah, I've been talking to Greedo every day right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, like he called me every day. I'm about to. He got a album coming out. I'm about to shoot. I'm about to direct and shoot the cover, and I'm gonna direct and shoot the cover for his new single that's coming out with the Blue Bucks Clan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. That's another name we got to keep bringing.
Yeah. So I'm about to turn them up on the clothes end because I'm designing the clothes, and we're gonna make most of the people in the scene, in the picture, like in the art, in the cover art, wear it, and that's gonna be the cover art.
That shit always killed me. Just the fact that, you know, seeing where Greedo came from, and the fact that right before he went in to do his, you know, maybe 20-year bid, that he's in the studio with you, Pump, Uzi, all these people, just like really at like the height of what he could potentially do music-wise, and then he got to turn himself in for some shit that he got caught up doing when his career was still on zero.
That's what I'm saying, Adam. Like nigga, like we fucking rare right now. You see that the system, the streets, the system, the streets, drugs. These are all 3 things that'll take you out. And people like us, we have to like deal with those 3 things constantly. So we never know which one to take us out. You got to deal with the streets. You gonna have to run into the police. You know what I mean? You gonna get high. But those same things that you got to deal with can take you out. So it's like you got to kind of be more careful to where you don't even like run into the police. You don't even run into people. You feel me? You're not even around niggas giving you fake drugs. Like you got to kind of keep yourself away from that because it's like you're not trying to make the money no more. You're trying to maintain the money.
All of a sudden you got something to lose.
Yeah. Like at first it was like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm rolling with this pistol because, nigga, this is what I got to do. Now you don't got to do that.
Right.
You can have security. Pay that nigga $50 an hour. Be safe. You got to last now. Don't take them chances. It's not worth it.
Right.
Especially after you got the money. Got the money.
Before it was like you could get killed just because there's people that are supposed to not get along with you. But then at a certain point, it's like, oh no, you could get killed by a lot of people because you're worth something.
Yes.
You
They
know?
will pop your ass and take that shit, bro. Like you seeing it, like they not just pulling it out no more. They letting off over some bullshit that you probably could have bought 20 more of.
Right.
They gonna take it and think he about to get 100,000. That nigga gonna get 20,000 and still be happy.
Crazy.
Just gotta be careful out here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That from the police, from bitches, from niggas, from business ventures. Like, you know what I mean? Like, after you already done filled the cup up, like, you can start to fill up another one, but you'll fuck around and lose both of these. Just maintain your cup, bro. Maintain what you got going already before you start trying to jump over here and you fuck around and lose both of them.
Did having a kid change your perspective on life?
Yeah, hell
Make
yeah.
you feel it's shit's
like,
even more important?
Like, I ain't gonna lie, before a kid, bro, I really didn't care if something happened to me. Like, cause it's really just me having to deal with it. Yes, my wife, but she can move on and have a good life. You know what I mean? She a real good woman. So like, if I die, I'm like, okay, that's just me. You know what I mean? If this happened, that's just me. But now it's like, if something happened to me, bro, I'm about to like have her struggling. Like, I can't have my daughter struggling, bro. I gotta be here.
What kept you with the same girl that you've been with the whole time I've known you?
Like, she a good girl.
Yeah.
You don't find good girls, bro. Like, my biggest thing was niggas like, I didn't want to have a baby by nobody if I can't trust them. You know what I mean? Even like, with me and my wife, it's like, even if anything happens, she's still like respectable. You know what I mean? Like, these girls be tripping, bro. Like, they be doing all type of like weird shit. Like, you know what I mean? Going fucking with your homie, going with your brother, like doing all type of shit. Like, my wife has like real moral values, bro. It's like, I can't see myself with nobody else.
I mean, she loved you when you weren't shit.
Yeah, she did.
Is that's a big part of it for me too.
You know, like,
it's kind of hard to get past that.
Like, you like, okay, she loved you when you wasn't shit, but like, when I wasn't shit, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you meet who you really love. You know what I mean? You don't even expect, like it's a million people out there that's in love with somebody that's not gonna become a millionaire. So like, what happened to me wasn't even really fathomable. Like, me being happy was like I would think, like, even having like 100 in the bank and having like a crib and a car, that was straight for me.
Right.
Coming from where I'm coming from,
That's
like,
a dream.
You know what I mean? Even like after the Pump shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, after I left Pump, I knew I wasn't about to do the rap shit wasn't rolling like that, bro.
Right.
Like, I just been with your ass for 3 years, and like, whatever I'm doing, like, with you is like, I don't even think I'm about to be a big rapper no more after being with you. So when I left him, I'm like, I gotta have a business, bro. And you don't think your business gonna be like $1 million business.
Well, what was that like when you actually decided to take a step back from touring with Pump and shit? How did that happen?
Well, it just was like he was moving back to Miami, and it was like, I'm not trying to move back to Miami. Like the ship is about to sail back to Miami. I guess I gotta jump off the boat. Like, this is my shot. Like, you know, you get little shots to jump out, but you be like, hell no, I'm not about to jump out. I'm this close. I went this far. We did this much. I'm about to crack off. It's about to crack off. I'm about to become a rapper. This next mixtape gonna roll. Yeah, this next tour. Oh yeah, but it's like, bro, I'm about to just try to get it in LA, bro. Like fuck it. Like, I'm just about to, you know. Now I'm not waking up making sure you straight, doing all this. Like, I gotta wake up and get my shit together.
Right. Was that kind of scary?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that shit was scary, bro. Like, I was riding around in Wraiths and fucking Dons and all type of shit, bro. With like, I had to like go back to like riding around in like a 92 Honda Accord type shit, bro.
Right.
Like, I didn't have no money. Like, I was just straight. I wasn't like up. You know what I mean?
That was a wild time because then all of a sudden you kind of have all these people fucking with you, but you didn't really have the business dialed down. So that's when you actually started going hard on the clothes and
yeah,
the
that's when
parking lot.
I'm like, this when it was when I jumped off the boat with him and he moved back to Miami and his Corona shit started. Like, that's why I started just like, if I could sell like at least like a hoodie or two a day, bro, that's like $200.
Right.
Like 120, you know what I mean, 240. Like, I'm straight, but I don't have a car, so I'm about to find like a little nigga on Instagram who fuck with me and have him drive me around and drop the shit off.
Right.
You know, just making $200 a day was straight to me. Then you'll get to some place and the nigga buy like $500 worth of shit, $600 worth of shit.
It's a good day.
Hell yeah, so that's just what you would do. You'll wake up, he'll be outside, you'll go in the car with 2 duffel bags, you know, and y'all sit in the car and just be sitting Instagram, who want this hoodie, who want this hoodie. or you'll take a picture of it, then you'll go through the comments, find out the person who wanted it, hit them up, see if they in LA, say I can drop it off for 100. They like, what? I get to meet Dub for 100? Yes, you get to meet Desto Dubb, Little Pump's best friend, for 100. So I'll pull up, sell it to them, they'll fuck with it, you know, then people will see, oh, I ain't doing shit. It's Corona, I'm in the house. Fuck it, I got 100 for a hoodie.
Right.
So now I'm really making trips, you know, and I'm having the weed with me too. So a nigga pull up, hey, you got some weed? Drop the weed, they'll buy a hoodie as well.
Yeah.
So then it just got to a point where like his little Honda Accord wasn't cutting it. So then I bought the van.
Right.
When I bought the van, now this is when they was raping niggas and shit, raping kids. So every time I drive with the white van, the police will pull me over because this when niggas was picking kids up. Remember that?
No, but
You don't remember LA when they was like picking up people in vans, like kids was getting abducted?
not specifically, but
Yeah, so then like now every time they see me in this white van, they pulling the nigga over, searching all my bins.
oh wow.
So now I'm like, fuck it, I just gotta find one spot where people can just pull up to,
Right.
and that's the parking lot.
It's crazy. When you look at Pump, how you feel about where his career's at now? Shit obviously slowed down a little bit. What's your perspective on it?
See, that's the thing. That's what like people like. Okay, you said like his career slowed down.
Well, that's the general impression. That's
That's what like okay. So like for example, you see, in the parking lot, I used to make $5,000 to $10,000 a day. I got 2 stores, overhead, all type of stuff. My stores are probably bringing in like $2,000 to $3,000 each. So I was necessarily making more money in the parking lot than I was with 2 stores.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm making more money online. So yes, Pump might not be as like doing it all in the music, but the other shit that he got going, he's making like a crazy like.
What, the
you know,
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, NFTs. You know what I mean? Like his fan base is still crazy. What he gets off of these posters are ridiculous. Like he can do a post of money and make like 100.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the music shit maybe or whatever, but then that's really just the music shit and over here.
But that's just like shows to me. It shows just how fickle the fucking world could be because the world just was like could not get enough of Pump for a while, and then just at some point they just decided like, man, we just don't care like the way that we used to.
Yeah, I just really think it was just really like he grew his fan base so big that like he still got that same amount of fan base, but since y'all don't see him going from 17 million to 18 million to 19 million to 20 million, you like, oh, he slowed down and he stopped. No, he's still up there. It's just y'all want to see people keep going crazy, and if you don't see that, you say what? Oh, they fell off. If you don't see a nigga like doing the same more shit, but sometimes people just get older and just like don't spend that much time entertaining.
Right. Yeah, it's real. Okay, so what do you feel like you got to accomplish to feel like you're moving up in the world over the next 2 years? Like, where do you see the future of this brand?
First and foremost, I gotta start I gotta get me like a vlog or like a podcast or something. Like I don't see how like
That did cross my mind. I'm like, I could imagine Desto Dubb on the No Jumper Network.
Yeah, like I need to get me like that's my next plan for this year is like, you know what I mean, like getting me like a blog or podcast because the type of people in my network I can get them to have a conversation that they won't have with you or somebody else or something else. You know,
Right.
It's like these are all my friends that I'm talking to. You know what I mean? Besides that, I want like stores in other cities. You know what I mean? I want to like get my distribution like to get like bigger. You know what I mean? To where like you know like you see cookies, you can buy cookies and like you know like and like that. Like I want to like get my shit better. I want to buy another crib, like a big crib. Like I bought a crib, but in LA you ain't getting shit for $1 million. You know, you get like some regular shit for $1 million. Like I want to buy a crib in LA that look like a big crib.
Right.
Like one of them double doors, 2 stories.
That feel crazy for you though, buying your first house?
Hell yeah, bro.
You had good credit?
No, it was it was a process like a 3-month thing. Had to get like a trade line, boost my credit up.
Right.
Shit like that. Had to file for taxes, had to get all my bank statements together, had to put all the money in my bank account.
That was probably the most challenging part, is just dealing with all those logistics aside from just
The hardest
having
part,
the money.
bro, was putting the money in the bank account.
I bet.
Like, you know, they tell me like, yeah, you got to save up, and I watch all these shows, and they're like, yeah, cash offer. So shit, when I tell the dude like, I got 300 ready for the house, he like, bruh, okay, so we need bank statements saying it. I said, I ain't got it in the bank, bro. I got cash. Like,
Yeah.
can't just give the people cash. He said, bro, you cannot give somebody $300,000 cash.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta like put it in your bank account or something. So then it literally took me like 2-3 months, bro, to just be putting money in my bank account to get it up, you know? And then I had to stop buying shit with my card and using the cash to pay for that, so all the money stay on my account.
Okay.
You know, because I'm spending like $20,000 to fucking like every 2 weeks on production.
But you have a good business manager helping you look after everything now?
Yeah. Now
That was a game changer for me too.
Bro, the shit is like, I hate it though. Like it's like a nigga telling you how to run your shit after you done turned this into like a multi-million-dollar company. Now they're telling you you're doing it wrong.
Right.
I'm like, fuck you, nigga. I'm doing it right. How you gonna tell me I'm doing some shit wrong, nigga? You like, you're not that you're doing it wrong. You're just not doing it the correct way.
Right.
And then like, bro, like I'm telling you, I was making $10,000 a day in the parking lot.
Right.
I'm doing like $2,000-3,000 a day each store, but now I have employees that I have to pay minimum wage or better. So it's like, this shit taking more money. But it's like, that's just, so you got to be legit. You got to
Building
be
for
like
the
that.
future, man.
Yeah, you got to be legit. Because then now I can take this same infrastructure and put it anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
Because it's all legit. It's all on numbers. All of this money is counted for. All of it is in the inventory system. You know what I mean? It's not just in the parking lot, you know? So that's what I'm on right now, like just trying to have this shit like in a book, like nigga my business, like trademarking each design. So if a nigga want to give me like 100 M's or something, what they give me 100 M's for an Instagram page? Like nah, like they give me 100 M's for like all of these drops, all of this, you know, your lease, your building, the name, the trademark, you know what I mean? You can't just sell an Instagram page.
Yeah. Facts. Man, it's inspirational shit.
Just trying to, you feel me? Just trying to inspire the streets, you know, tell them you ain't got to do all this like back and forth with all these rappers. Come over here, join off a lot of cough syrup.
I'm glad we're not live.
Come and get you a job.
It's right
Come
there.
fuck with me.
I'm glad we're not live. The vultures would be swooping in the parking lot. Let's do some business this year.
Let's do it. And
I like this Desto Dubb podcast idea.
yeah, I'm really like, I want to offer a lot of it. You feel me? Because like I can talk to these motherfuckers and it's like, bro, who's not gonna want to come and talk to me and get a bag of free cough syrup? You know, I'm damn near like debating if I want to make them wear it when they come for the podcast. Like, look, we have your options right here: shoes, pants, everything. This is your wardrobe. Here go your room. Let me know after you dress, and we can sit down and go over the questions.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know, like I really like. You know, I'm all about the cross marketing shit. So I'm not just saying podcast to be podcast. I'm like, shit. If I can put myself on a bigger platform, like Instagram, get me sales. I know if I was on YouTube, it'd get me more sales.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? I know if I was on Twitter more to give me more sales. All of these platforms are
TikTok.
just places that you can fucking, TikTok too, you know?
I got like, I would have never known it because like Snapchat doesn't let you see how many followers you got normally. One day I fucking got verified on Snapchat, so I realized that I could all of a sudden see how many followers I got. I got like 1.2 million followers on Snapchat. I would like that's just crazy as fuck to think that every time I put something up for sale or I do an event or I put out a video, whatever, I get to promote it to 1 million people on that account that if I didn't have a Snapchat, I would have no idea that I was missing out on that audience, you know?
Yeah, I gotta get on my Snapchat shit. That shit fire, bro, because it's like they say like a percentage of them people will do what you say.
Exactly.
Like if I'm rolling off of 200,000 followers just on Instagram, just think if I had a little bit more on all these other ones.
Hell yeah.
So, but it's like you got to get that infrastructure down right first.
Yeah.
So then it's just like it's easier to to go through. You ain't got to sit there and count the money every day at 10 different stores.
I mean, you're already at the point where it's not like you can make content for 5 other social networks every day. You're gonna have to at some point have different people that help you run that, just like they run the store and shit. You know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
We got No Jumper TikTok, 1.4 million followers. Never touched it.
Damn, I never thought about that. Yeah, I got to get somebody to be my TikTok and my like just a person to do it. Cause that's fire.
Build it up long term. Desto Dubb. Rest in peace, Drakeo.
Rest in peace, Drakeo. You know,
Catchy.
I'm still rocking with you. Rest in peace, Catchy.
Everybody.
Rest in peace, everybody. We love you. You know, get y'all money, people. Get your money. Don't be a dummy.
That's a fact. Desto Dubb, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, Patreon, OnlyFans, TikTok. Like, comment, subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. Appreciate you, G.
My boy.